Hello friends, I would like to share Central Finance Unit 7. I split the Unit 7 into two parts, Part 1 and Part 2. In Part 1, we are going to cover centralization of financial operations, under which we have centralizing liquidity reporting prepares, operation process, central process orchestration, open item management in central finance, central payments. In central payments, we have central payments versus local payment, central down payment, APR reporting in central finance. First, we see the centralizing liquidity reporting prepares. So SAP S4 HANA Finance is built on the S4 SAP HANA database. Then we have the cash management functionality, in which we have one exposure operation hub. Today, the one exposure from operation hub is a central data storage location for all operations data that is relevant for managing a company's cash and liquidity, which can pull together data from multiple sources and therefore aims to be the single source of truth for any financial risk. With this functionality, reporting offered by new cash management about the liquidity situation of the company are cash position theory, cash flow theory app, liquidity forecast theory. It is enough to have the replicated APR open item for getting this central finance perspective. With the central payments, it is possible to take benefit of other SAP products like bank communication management, in-house cash, treasury, and risk management. In in-house cash, we can reduce the number of banks by creating the virtual banks, and we can send and receive the cash in very few banks, making all other banks as a virtual bank. BCM, and we can communicate with the bank with much lesser efforts on the integration point of view. Next, we see the central process orchestration. If you see here, the cross-system view of customer or vendor account in real time is possible with the help of Fiori user experience. So we can see the multiple source system. If one customer is or one vendor is getting to the two or more systems across the globe, that can be seen in a single view. That is the advantages. Then create process managed centrally, executed centrally whenever possible. One of the key processes, reporting related process, could be architected or run on central unit set like cash application, credit exposure calculation, dunning, collection prioritization. Requirement for all this is replication of payments, clearing status, cost differences and discounts, etc. into the central system. Postings are seamlessly triggered in local FA systems. You can also trigger the postings in source system. Centralized process know-how in shared service center. Harmonized and mapped master data. So these are the features of central process orchestration. Next, we see the open item. As of version 1503, we can able to move from the local to the central finance. We can do the SLT for open items, and there is no option of moving the clearing. So whatever the open item, it technically cleared in central finance. So here, this is not suitable for central reporting or central processing. Then in the version 1605, from the version 1605, both open item and clearing can be moved to the central finance. Open item are moved with the help of SLT or other options like ALE or RFC. Then now the new functionality, the central payment functionality, they're going to launch. Right now it's available as a pilot note, in which open item can be done, can be moved to central finance via SLT, and all the open items are technically cleared in local system, and payment can be made from the central system. So clearing will happen for all open items in the central system. This will help for central processing and central reporting. When it comes to the open item, normally after moving to the central finance, you will have historical open items. That means for open item created before the central finance activation and replicated to central finance without technically cleared indicator to avoid duplication effort of paying from both the systems, from the source and the local system. What we have solution, SAP is providing short-term solution, like move the open items, all these historic open items, to the central finance with the payment block. So by that way, there won't be any missed payment from the central system, and all the payments will happen only from the local system. The other option, the long-term solution, which is in the planning phase, is once we moved the historical open item, it marked technically cleared in the source system, so there won't be any payments from the source system, only we can have payments from the central system. Let's see the central payments. Comparison of the central payments and the local payments. If you see here, if central payments is making to make the payments, these are the activities. Open items are transferred in central finance. So when the vendor invoice booked in the source system, this open item has to be transferred to the source system. Then central payments activated for company code. Central payment activates company code level. So central payments has to be activated. Then the payment will happen at central finance and it clears this open item. So there is a customization. Tables fins, CFIN, CPCTL has to be maintained for company code. So the same way, if you are seeing the local payments where the payments is going to happen in our system, these are the activities. In this scenario also, we have to transfer the open items from the central finance to the central finance. So when the indirect invoice comes, when the open items, it get transferred to the central finance, but there is no payment. Central payment is not activated here. Central payment is happening in local system as is, and it get clears the open item. And as we saw in the last slide, it will be replicated to the central finance. Payment also getting replicated to the central finance. And the customization activity is not required. The customization activity like finance, CFIN, CPTL table no need to be maintained for this scenario. Now see the down payment. Since we have central payment option in central finance, the scenario of down payment also comes into the picture, and how SAP is going to deal with this down payments. Down payments, against there are two category down payments: request based down payments and condition based down payments. In request based down payments, in source system, sales order is getting created and request for the down payment is getting created in the source system itself, which is replicated to the central finance system, and it marked technically cleared immediately after the replication. It marked technically cleared, so there won't be any payment from source system. For this down payment, there will be the payment from the central finance system. Based on this, outbound delivery will happen. Then there will be a receivable item, how much to be received. So down payment is getting adjusted by retrieving the TP number, and the remaining receivable is technically cleared while replicating the receivable item to the central finance system. For the remaining payment will be received in the central finance. When it comes to the condition based scenario, here there is no request. So sales order down payment is based on the condition. So once the sales order is getting created, retrieve the sales order number. Down payment is getting posted by retrieving the sales order number. Based on that, outbound delivery will be happen. Then receivable will be created for the outbound delivery. While replicating the receivable to the central finance system, it technically cleared. Then incoming payment. So this receivable is getting adjusted with the already down payment received. The net receivable will be collected. The transaction for posting these down payments are FBCJ if it is cash receipt, and post customer down payment F-29, post incoming payment F-28, or post document, standard post document like FB01 can be done. Next we see the AR AP reporting in central finance. For AR AP, real-time operational reporting with this SAP Fiori user experience with the cross-system view of customer account. Since all the data from the source systems are moved to central finance, so in real time, we can see the operation reporting in Fiori for the customers across the system. Open item managed incoming payment for processing in source ERP system. So we can have the open item management and incoming payment processing in source system itself. Both the open item payment can be managed in source system and it can be replicated to the central finance, both the open items and the statuses. Enterprise-wide credit evaluation and management, like local systems check orders against centrally determined credit limits. Since customers are, we can have credit evaluation centrally. So every time while checking the credit limit, lot will check for the credit limit against the orders. Local system report the customer's credit exposure via existing ALE scenarios. Similarly, whenever any exposures the customer that is getting updated in the central finance with the ALE scenarios. Then we can have central dispute management with the cross-system root analysis in central collection work list. This central reposting and process orchestration can be seen as the interim step before central payment. The organizations can continue this way, like for centralized reporting and process orchestration before central payments are getting activated. If before completely going to central payments, even by making the payments in local system, they can have this all these benefits by replicating both the open item and the statuses. Bidirectional informations transfer replication of the documents like logistic documents which are not in scope of central finance has to be built with the ALE web service and so on. That's it. So thanks for joining.